Welcome to the start of the 17-18 hockey season. The role of the captain and the leadership group has always been extremely important to our franchise. The captain and the leadership group are a link between the coaches, the players, and management. It's very essential to the two-way communication that we have a good organization. Going back to when we first started in 1998, we signed a free agent by the name of Tom Fitzgerald, who we really signed to become the captain of the team. He and the leadership group for that first year were integral to establishing a culture in the Predator way. We've had some great captains in our organization over the years, from Tom Fitzgerald to Mike Fisher, and we're confident in our new captain will follow in their footsteps to be a great representative for the team, for our organization, and for the community. What we were truly excited about today is this young core, if you will, core of veteran players. They're all leaders in their own right. I don't think we've ever had so many capable leaders on our team. Some players in our team will have letters, others will not, but they'll all be part of our leadership group. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce the new captain of the Nashville Predators, Roman Josi. Ryan Ellis is going to be in the newly created role of associate captain. And Filip Forsberg, Ryan Johansen, and Mattias Ekholm are our assistant captains. All five of these players played integral parts of our last year was our best year in our franchise in the Stanley Cup, going to Stanley Cup finals. Each of them grew as individuals and as players, and I think they emerged even more so in now their leadership roles. I think the experience that they have had the last couple of years, and especially in the playoffs, is going to serve them well as we start the 17-18 season. In addition to these five players, other members of the leadership group will include Pekka Rinne, PK Subban, and Nick Bonino. I'd like to just say a few words about each player. For Roman, I think many of you saw what we saw a week or 2 weeks ago at the Titans game, their home opener, if you will, when our team served as a 12th man, and one player was chosen to plant the sword at midfield. It was the players who determined the teammate to plant the sword, and it made a statement reinforcing the decision I think that we were heading to with our conversations with our players. Roman becomes the second ever Swiss captain in the National Hockey League, and he becomes our 7th captain. Roman has played with and mentored under two of our best captains ever, in Shea Weber and Mike Fisher, and he was also always part of the leadership group when those two guys were the captains. We've seen Roman beyond Nashville. We've seen him playing for and leading his country in Switzerland in national tournaments. We saw him last year as the leader and arguably the best player for Team Europe. Not only has Roman become one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League, he is a terrific ambassador for the game, does many things for our organization, including his participation in Best Buddies. Last week, at the NHL Media Tour, Roman was named Best Dressed Player at the Media Tour. All the girls wanted me to put that in there, by the way. Roman's a true professional, both on and off the ice, well respected by his teammates and opponents. Roman is our Roger Federer. He's a tremendous competitor. Who's always very classy. Congrats, Roman. To Ryan Ellis, I think Ryan has been a captain almost every team he's ever played for along the way, including captain of Memorial Cup teams, World's Junior teams, clearly a leader by example, first guy to arrive at the rink every day, first guy on the ice every day, played through a tough injury during the playoffs where a lot of other players couldn't have played. We throw around the word warrior, but Ryan is a warrior. He is tremendously respected by his teammates for his play and for his voice. Congratulations to you, Ryan. Filip Forsberg is coming off back-to-back 30-goal seasons, the first player to ever do that in our franchise history. He's really blooming into one of the most elite and best scorers in the National Hockey League. He's the youngest of this group at 23 years of age. But he's here in large part because of his maturity, his work ethic, and his personality. Congrats, Phil. To Ryan Johansen, we just signed Ryan to an 8-year contract. That probably says it all right there. We really think that Ryan is going to be here for many, many years. In addition to being our #1 center, the guy we've been looking for a lot of years. This year, to me, he really emerged into a leader among his teammates. His play in the playoffs, going against the top centers, demonstrated he was on his way to taking a big step forward. In both Phil and Ryan's cases, they're our best offensive players. Their roles bring them added expectations and increased responsibilities, but we know they're both ready to take the next step. Congrats, Ryan. And to Mattias, the oldest member of this group by 1 week over Roman at the ripe old age of 27. Mattias is the elder statesman for all of our young Swedes. They all look up to him. He acts as an older brother to them. I don't want to say dad, just older brother to them. But Mattias has been a leader in our locker room for a long time, often one of the most accountable and available players for the media, always have an honest assessment of his play, our team's play. Off the ice, Mattias stepped in last week recently to host the youth clinic that raised funds for the Make-A-Wish charity. As his playing skills and responsibilities have grown, we've also seen him become more vocal on the ice and in the locker room. And when anything's happening out on the ice, Mattias is always there to stand up for his team and his teammates. So congratulations, all 5. We're very proud of all of you. Thank you very much for accepting these roles. I'd like our coach, Peter Laviolette, to say a few words, please.
Good afternoon. The process was really interesting for me, just to talk about it a little bit, to tell you what we went through. It was not something that we took lightly. I think it was a much simpler decision last year with regard to Mike Fisher stepping in as the captain. There would be nobody inside of our locker room around the league that would question that. Mike did a terrific job, and our team's results, I think, were exemplified that. But this time going around, we wanted to really examine the process a little bit more, and we took more time. We read information. And things that we could get our hands on about leadership. We examined ourselves. We asked questions. We took the values that we were thought important, and we ranked them amongst 7 or 8 players that were on our team. I think our eyeballs over the last 3 years, just on all of these players and in our locker room, we had an opportunity to examine the leadership inside of our room. It's not like these guys are all new and they just showed up here a week ago and we're trying to figure out who should be the captain of this team. We've had experience now for 3 or 4 years with these guys in major roles on our team. And also just talking to some people, whether it be inside of our coaching staff or inside of our management staff, or a few players to get information with regard to where we should go in the direction of our team. There were 2 names that we really came down to interview and talk about being the captain of the team, and that was Roman and Ryan Ellis. Both of these guys have tremendous qualities to become a captain and a leader. Well, with regard to Roman, for me, his character as a person, a player, and a teammate were the exact traits that we were looking for our team. He has the ability to lead men, which we've experienced in the past few years and certainly last year. He has the work ethic both in games and in practices to set the right example for our group. He has the respect of everybody in our organization, as well as his peers in the league. And his growth and maturity that we have all witnessed, Roman is a perfect fit to be the next captain of the Nashville Predators, so congratulations. Go ahead. I think, maybe what might buck the traditional system is the role of associate captain. These questions and this process that we went through, it was good, it was difficult, it challenged us internally to ask questions about the group that we had. And when talking about Ryan Ellis, there was a lot of the same traits that Roman had. And so after examining it even more and just the structure that we wanted inside of our team, I think I just examined the military for a second. When you're talking about the military, it's not just a general and then there's just everybody's on an even space underneath it. There's actually a little bit of structure to their system. And after examining that, Ryan, who had been a captain, assistant captain, a captain in his for previous teams, but an assistant captain for the Nashville Predators, we felt it was important that Ryan be acknowledged as so. And with that, just to share a tidbit of information, when I talked to Ryan and Roman, the last question that I asked them both, I asked Roman, I said, if you're not the captain of this team, who should be the captain? And he said, Ryan Ellis. And when I asked Ryan Ellis the same question, he said Roman Josi. So there's a level of respect for both players. And, I think that together we're forming a good group. To continue on with that group, I know we have 3 assistants, and again, that might be bucking the system. Roman will wear the C, Ryan will have an A on his jersey all the time. These other 3 players will share between the last A, both home and road. And the reason why we did this, again, is to expand that structure a little bit. But in talking about any of the 3 players, whether it be Mattias, who, for me, I've watched grow as to one of our most important, valuable assets on the ice every night with the way he plays the game, the way he's led in the locker room, the way he leads not only the Swedish players, but all of our players. To watch Ryan Johansen last year and the way he developed and matured as a player and a person and the steps that he took inside of our team, and especially as the year grew on in the most important of times. And then also for Filip Forsberg, probably one of the most mature kids that I ever met 3.5 years ago when I first met him. He continues to grow with his game and his leadership in the room. It made no sense to leave any one of these guys off of that position. And so while it may not be exactly the way it is in a lot of teams, I really like the structure that we have inside of our organization right now. To add to that, we have other great leaders that, again, we'll count on inside of that leadership group. Pekka Rinne has been part of this leadership group for a long time. Somebody that our players really look at and respect. PK Subban has won a letter and been part of a leadership group also, and we'd like to include him as part of this group. And Nick Bonino, while we're getting to know him, everything that we've researched and talked to people about Nick Bonino, his character and his leadership are terrific, and we're happy to include these guys inside the leadership group. So that being said, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background about how we came to this decision. It was a really good exercise for all of us inside of our organization, and we feel like we've got a terrific group of leaders in place. Thank you.
Gentlemen, how about if you stand up and put your jerseys on for the first time? Have a seat. How about if we hear from our new captain, Roman Josi?
First of all, I want to thank David and Lavi and the whole organization for giving this opportunity. Thanks for comparing me to Roger Federer too. That was very nice. It's a huge honor to be the captain of this team, and I got the chance to play under some great captains in my time here. Obviously with Shea and Fish, they were 2 great leaders. So there's definitely a lot I can take from them, and I also feel really confident about our leadership group. We got some great leaders in this locker room, and like David said, we're all really young, and we've been together for quite a while now. And obviously we want to take that next step. With last year, we got really close, but we didn't reach our ultimate goal. And yeah, we're going to be a hungry team, and that starts with us leaders, and we're excited to get going tonight.
Save some for the rest of us. No, it's a huge honor to be named to this group. You look up here with the 4 other players that have named today, and they're all terrific players, but if you know them personally, they're terrific people. So for me personally, it's a huge honor. Very excited about this. Not only that, but it's an ultimate goal. Growing up, you want to be a part of a group like this, not only an NHL team, but to be a leader on that team is a special time. So congrats to the 4 of us. Thank you, David. Thank you, Lavi, everyone in the organization, and I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, there's not much more to say. I was going to say, but no, I'm the same as everyone's been touching on. It's definitely something that I've been dreaming about, and to get in this chance, and with this part of the guys we have. I mean, there could have been, as everyone's been touching on, could have been a few more guys up here for sure, and just be in this situation with a letter on your jersey is obviously a big responsibility, but it's something I've been dreaming about all my life, and to get that opportunity for the Preds with this group of guys that we have is going to be excited, and really looking forward to going into this season.
Yeah, just adding to those guys, just a tremendous honor. Thanks again, obviously, just what they said to David and the organization and Lavi here and the coaches. And we're an excited group. We're all the guys at this table are really excited to lead these guys and push to what Roman said to our goal, which we came so close to achieving. And other than that, me and Roger here, we got to get our pregame nap in. So I'll pass it over to Eki.
I'll be quick then. It's a huge honor, obviously, special for me. Nashville has been the only home for me in the NHL so far, and I'm proud to be a part of this group and these fine gentlemen. So I'm excited.